Hey everyone, it's Sara Crawford here. I am the author of Time After Time, and I'm going to be answering a few questions about it. So, what inspired you to write Time After Time? I've always been kind of obsessed with 80s music, even though I was born in the 80s, so I don't actually remember a lot of it, but I always felt like when I would listen to 80s music, I was like there, you know? So I was on a road trip with my mom to the Chapel Hill, North Carolina area. We were going to see Louise Penny, which is like an author that she really likes. She was doing a signing, and I had made an 80s playlist, and I remember we were on the way, and it just kind of hit me. I was like, what if a song could literally send you back in time? And that's also why the novel is set in the Chapel Hill area. What type of readers would enjoy this book? I think anyone really into the kind of 80s retro type of thing. As far as books go, it kind of reminds me of Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, except probably a little more lighthearted, like closer to like Stephanie Perkins. So I realize it's time travel, so it's kind of sci-fi-ish in that way, but it reads more like historical fiction. There is a very prominent focus on music and Time After Time. Why did you decide to use that as the main feature in your novel? I am absolutely obsessed with music, and I always have been. I used to have a dining room table that I decoupaged with my favorite album covers. I have another set of canvases on my wall that I just decoupaged as like different themes of different genres of music. Most of my tattoos are music related. I listen to it 24 hours a day when I'm in the shower, when I'm sleeping. My whole life is colored by music. And music is an important part of most everything I write. You know, I used to feel like, oh, maybe I should try to write something not revolving around music, but I think I've just come to accept that, you know, hey, I'm the girl who writes about music. So it just is what it is, and I think my books will be enjoyed more by people who are also huge music lovers. Which song would you consider the most important in the novel? Obviously, there's, you know, the title song, Time After Time, and, you know, there's actually a really nice moment in the book with that song, I think. But I feel like the most important song is the song that sends her back in time, which is I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. What is the key theme and or message in Time After Time? It's really about the importance of family and how embracing where you come from helps you to really find yourself and accept who you are. While writing a very nostalgic 80s novel, what inspired the retro nature of the narrative? I think I just totally immersed myself in 80s stuff when I was writing this. I had 80s playlists that I listened to all the time. I would watch, you know, The Breakfast Club and Say Anything and Ferris Bueller's Day Off and all of that. But I would also watch, like, I found a documentary about just some high school kids in like 1988. And nothing particularly that interesting happened in it, but the whole documentary was just about, you know, life in the 80s. And so I would kind of watch things like that. And I would talk a lot to people in my life who actually remembered the 80s. What were the key challenges you faced when writing the book? I had a really hard time figuring out the plot of the middle. That's kind of how I work though. Like when I start to write a book, I always know the beginning and I know the end. And getting there is like a whole journey. So I'm really more of a discovery writer, I think. But this plot in particular took me a while to kind of solidify. Will there be a sequel? I think this particular story has been wrapped up. However, there is a lot I could do with these characters. I've thought about writing, another novel about Megan's grandfather when he was younger, or maybe Megan goes on another time-traveling adventure to a different period. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna write another book about these characters, but I don't think it would be a sequel in the traditional sense if I did. If you were to go back to the 80s, what is the one thing you would want to do? Probably just see a lot of bands live. Definitely the Smiths and the Cure, and definitely David Bowie. Because I never got to see David Bowie at all live, and I am absolutely obsessed with David Bowie. Are you on social media, and can your readers interact with you? Yes, I am very easy to find on social media. I'm on Twitter at Sara_Crawford. I'm on Instagram at Sara E. Crawford. I'm on youtube.com/Sara Crawford. I have a mailing list you can join at saracrawford.net. I just started a podcast. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I absolutely love hearing from readers. So if there's anything, about this novel that touches you or inspires you or just makes you laugh, I would love to hear from you. So it's very easy to get in touch with me. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy reading my book, Time After Time. I am really excited to finally be putting it out into the world.